All right. Hey, welcome back. It's chapter 2, and you're done with the second chapter. Congrats to you. Excited to have you back. And I hope that in chapter 1, when you assessed and took those 10 minutes, that you really got nitty gritty. You really tore down the 5 areas: faith, family, fitness, finance, and fun, and got to the needs so that you can act at the end of these next few chapters that you read. But in chapter 2, I want you to align, okay, and really take an inventory. I'm going to read this because I had this prepared. I have a quick question. If you are the average of the 5 people closest to you, then who are they? Write their names down. I mean, literally, write their names down, right? Now ask yourself, do they align with your goals? Are they pulling you away from them? Be real about it. Alignment isn't about collecting connections, it's about being in the right soil so you can grow. I want you to reflect on this. Who is in your inner circle and is helping you grow? And who is holding you back? Take a few minutes and get honest. Your future depends on it, right? In my 20s, I had a crew that I was hanging out with, right? We were drinking, partying. I was making some decent money. They were making decent money. What we thought in our 20s was decent money, but we blew it on, going out and having fun. And I'm not saying, look, that time may be for that reason, to get that out of your stream, right, of consciousness. But I thought, at the end of my 20s, I was kind of lost still a little bit, trying to understand where I wanted to go and assessing where I was at 28. And I tell the story in the first chapter, right, about being at this point in my life where I found my future wife that is currently my wife, and we've been married 19 years, super excited about that, or 16 years, sorry, 16 years. Um, and it's interesting, right? I needed someone to kind of ground me in my late 20s so that I wouldn't go into my 30s thinking, oh, okay, this is the lifestyle I want to live. So I was thankful for that. My mom was still alive and talking to her. But, I started to think about who the people I had connected to. And thankfully, there was a gentleman named Brian Benekis, right? And Jerry Betterman, who I talk about in the book here in chapter 2, that I aligned with from business to personal. And I started to create that synergy around me of the right people. They were about 20 years older than me. And they gave me a solid sense of, okay, here's where I want to go. Here's where I want to be. And can I accelerate that? If they're 20 years older, can I be there in 10 years? Can I be there in 5 years? How do I multiply myself in action and, responsibility of taking that action? Well, it started with the alignment and the people around me. So as I left those friends that I partied with and did those things, I grew into my late 20s along with my future wife at that point and connected with people that cared about where I was going, that were lifting me up and bringing me great opportunities for growth and for learning and for being taught mentorship side of things, right? And then I had to decide from there, where my faith was at, where my finances were at, where my family, what was I going to do to create that? But it's all in the alignment that you have in your network becoming your net worth, right? From a monetary sense to the value of your culture and your goals and your faith to the way that you treat your finances and all those things, aligning yourself is such a key thing. So talk to yourself right now. Who are you around on a daily basis? If you have a job, maybe it's the people that are peers at your job. If you own a business, what other mentors and mentees do you have that you're giving to and that they're giving you the mentors, right? Do you have a peer group that you're around? Are you aligned with, maybe if you're a small business owner, do you have an advisory board that you haven't even thought of to bring 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people that could give you some insights of how to run your business? But if it's just individual, who are you spending your time with on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a weekend? Are you only going to just watch sports things that are happening? Are you maybe super involved in your kids' sports and those types of things? Assess that and get yourself aligned to the right people. So keep on taking time in each one of these chapters and create a reflection about where you're at Again, we're at chapter 2, alignment. You've assessed. Now you're aligning. I'll see you at chapter 3.